using what you have learned before as you get onto the next stage. Other subjects, I feel, need flexibility because India is a vast country. Every state is different.
Right.
And they need to incorporate regional differences into their syllabi.
Right. Especially if you consider the fact that education is a state subject.
Exactly.
So, that diversity is inbuilt into that when you put it on the state list.
Yeah.
So, moving on, what are some of the challenges of setting up a truly international school in India? You have been instrumental in setting up two of the major international schools in North India. In your experience, what were these outstanding challenges when you were setting up these schools?
I'm not sure whether it's only in international schools, but I think the biggest challenge is teachers. Finding the right kind of teachers with the kind of open-mindedness that they need to take on something new and then teach it. So that would be one. Another one is trying to meet Indian university requirements and teach an international curriculum at the same time. And the third one might be educating parents to understand what you are trying to do. And so that they feel secure that even though what you are doing is different, their child is not being compromised in any way through some kind of experiment that they perhaps feel you're carrying out.
Right. The teachers and the parents are such a crucial part of that learning community around the student that, yes, they need to be on board and they need to be thinking along the same lines as the school envisions itself to go. Are international schools posing any kind of threat, real or perceived, to the schools following national curriculum?
I don't think there are enough international schools to pose a threat, either real or perceived. But I think it has done. It has contributed to national schools working harder to improve practices. So I think it actually is having a positive effect on national schools. And it is also, at least some national boards, are looking at their own curricula and trying and reviewing them and not just sitting back and saying, okay, it's done now and the same thing is going to carry on forever and ever. There's been a huge change in, for example, the way CBSE is looking at education. And a lot of this has come from looking at international education.
Right. There is a perception in some of the cities like Gurgaon, Bangalore, Hyderabad, where you have a sizable number of international schools, or schools following international curricula, that there has been a shift and there has been a movement from the of teachers from the national to the international schools. And the national schools are finding it difficult to replace those teachers who had been trained, who had attained a certain level of maturity and understanding and experience, and then they leave that school and move to an international school primarily because of the perks and the salary that the international schools can afford to pay them.
I'm not sure whether it's the perks necessarily or the salary necessarily. It's the fact is that there are not enough teachers. The problem is teachers, and it's there anyway, whether you have the international school or not, finding enough good teachers to man your schools. Yes, the really, teachers who are looking to grow, they will move towards something that is different because they want to experience something new.
Right.
And I think it's that which draws them more than the salary itself. Salary, of course, is important. But I also know of teachers who've gone into international education, learned a lot, and have then decided to go back into the national system.
Okay.
Perhaps in an administrative role, rather than as a classroom teacher, then this cross-pollination perhaps is a very good thing to have.
It is. And I guess it's sharing of good practices from one to the other.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's bringing about an improvement and a change in the way the national schools are also thinking and working. Thank you very much for your time and for sharing those pearls of wisdom. And any last words as far as international schools in India are concerned?
I don't think so. Can I just say thank you to you too?
Thank you.